Friends, good night, good night, good night, good night. Welcome to tonight's mini live. There's not much, to deal with tonight, essentially. Before y'all think that O'Neill is always drinking some amount of wine, I'm gonna drink something simple tonight. So I can't say, don't imagine that O'Neill is drinking rum and coke. What for all of these series, they make you have to drink something every single time I come on, I mean, I don't know what I'm drinking. It's not rum and coke for the people out there in Skitland. Please. Good night. How is your night? Anyways, let's dig deep and get into the mickle and the bickle and the heat of things. Let's go. Let's go. Let's run it.
It's kind of like my place to think, you know?
Yeah, you must have been thinking a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What you thinking about?
I was thinking about you
I like where this is going.
and Shayla and Iman Shumpert.
Why did all those three things creep into your head?
No, I love what Amber is doing. I feel like Amber is playing mind games. Is Amber starting, watch this, to play mind games with Anthony? Is a question. Is Amber starting to play mind games? So David, he must ask the question. You already know the answer. And he lied to her anyway. I remember him slamming the door. This is the question. Do you feel like Amber is playing mind games? You feel like so what Amber is doing is she knows that Anthony have residue feelings. Like I said from before, him have some residue. You understand? From what happened, with Iman Shayla. And I feel like Amber is little by little, she's just kind of poking. It feels to me like she have poked the bear. Maybe just me, you know what I mean? Y'all know the route. One for yes, two for no. On network, one for yes. There you go. Just like Goddess Lana said, one for yes and two for no. Y'all know the thing. Is she playing mind games? It feel like the Ambra play a certain level of mind games that I kind of like. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really do like it. I really like where she's going because it feels like she has gained control of the space. Some way, somehow.
I don't know, I was just wondering, like, if it made you feel a way to see Iman over there. And babe, you ain't got to lie to kick it. I'm just wanting us to be open and to connect, and I'm just wondering, like, did you feel some kind of way?
All right. Before I answer the question, women always say they want the truth from a man. Women say, why don't you just tell me the truth? If you tell me the truth, I'm going to be okay. Here's my question. If Anthony told Amber the truth, as y'all think it, RUTH, yeah, would she still respect him? That's my question. One for yes and two for no. And I'm going to ask this question because me know people work. Sometimes they must say, please just go ahead and tell me the truth. And when you tell them the truth, them use it against you. I've seen women do this before. Some know say, but you have used it with things where you can't gamble. You understand? Things where you know that it don't really matter to you at all. You can't really use it with anything else. But I've tested this before with women. And maybe I'm wrong, but what I've realized that when you tell women the truth, they will use it against you somewhere, somehow down the line. But anyway, if one say is no, I guess is no. Let's keep running.
Full transparency.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
It had nothing to do with Shayla.
Mm-hmm.
It was really about there's a new man in a place where my son lays his head. And I think any man who cares about his son would feel that way. I don't know Iman Shumpert, but it has nothing to do with Shayla. Shayla can date and do what she wants to do. But when it comes to Kai, until we find out Kai is mine, I gotta be protective of that boy.
All right. So the truth is, him give her, yes, David. He gave her the perfect answer. No, what he has given, I think, is half of the truth. It's not the full truth. But think him feel some sort of way with Iman because every man feels some sort of way when your pum pum get taken away. You understand? When someone comes by and takes away the little pum pum that you used to have as a surety, you understand? When somebody play the game and them take away your pum pum, you feel away. But so that's why I ask, how would you ladies feel about this? But funny enough, see, when I said agree, goddess, she doesn't want to hear the truth. The truth is, me not think she want to hear the truth. That's why I ask the question to women, because women always say this, right? Women always say this, but when men tell the truth, it's different. Look at this. Anthony, Angela Atkinson says, exactly. He'll be on the couch so fast. If he ever told the truth that him feel some sort of a way about Iman Shepherd, he would have been in the doghouse. Even though she say the truth, just tell the truth and be vulnerable and whatever it is. Women say this. I've come to realize, say, don't fall feet. But ladies, if you want to tell me say something different, I'll go with it. I didn't get the feeling that Anthony wanted Shayla from the time when he was with her. And he told Amber that he was moving back in with Pierre. No, Shanae, Shayla is like another girl that Anthony has. Men don't normally just want to lose the girl and with them investing in just so. And by losing them meaning he may not want her, but he want to have her around and he don't want any other man to have her. And when you get this about males, we don't want another man to have you. No. If it so comes that we lose you, then so be it. But that's just the deal right now. Just to make sure you know that right off of the bat, so you know what's going on. Let's proceed.
And her having some random man in there, it did make me feel something way.
I get that. And I appreciate you being honest. I was just making sure there was, not making sure, but just wondering if you felt any jealousy or anything like that.
Jealousy.
I'm just asking, it's natural.
Is Amber really just... It wasn't taken, he gave it up. Where's him give it up? Well, that's true to David. He did kind of... Yeah, but him give it up, with the arms of getting it back doing it, David. Sometimes when you tell a pum pum say you're gone, you don't really want to lose it. You just tell her say you're gone because you just want her to feel like you want her to run behind you. But something tell me that Amber is deliberately picking. Ladies, is Amber rubbing it in on Anthony? Because he asked the question and me now start asking the question. 1 for yes and 2 for no. Is Amber deliberately rubbing it in? In other words, is this a regular woman thing? Where woman decided, you know what, a new man got the girl now, so may I just rub it in. Mary says Amber needs her own therapy every night, every morning, every afternoon. Hell, every skit she's asking about Shayla. We're tired of you, girl. Stop asking about that girl. We are tired. That's true. That's true. That is true. Amber, you're really making yourself look dumber than usual. Shayla lives rent-free in your... That's true. This is true. Shayla is living too much in her head right now. I didn't look at it this way. Anthony doesn't want Shayla. Anthony knows that Shayla is just another gold digging, chasing the bag. He might not want her, but he want the pum pum. I understand when that be like so, you know, work with me. But all right, if you say so, Cassie, if you say so, If you say so. Oh, it affected him. If he tells her the truth, Amber will divorce him. Anthony knows that. Anthony didn't tell the complete truth. He left out his feelings. And me think him have feelings for Shayla. But people are saying no feelings. I don't understand how people saying Anthony have no feelings. Let me read some of y'all's comments. Oh Lord. Remember to keep it clean, Susan. You have to keep it clean. It's a clean channel. So me know on YouTube ban me with the curse words. You have to keep it clean. Alright? Please. Keep it as clean as you possibly can. Because me have to put up them on the screen. I believe that Amber is plotting so she can get a divorce if Kai is not his. Never saw that coming. I'll ask a question. I'm like this. I like this.
Why would I be jealous when I have this right here?
Paula, hold on, Paula. Is Amber plotting to leave Anthony? That is a good question. One for yes and two for no. It's a very good question. I've never really asked this question before, but it's a good question. Is Amber really plotting? Paula said Amber is plotting right now. Is Amber really and truly plotting? Give me a take on this. Anthony has not wanted Shayla Pum Pum for a while. He relies on the maid uniform and Clorox wipes. Well, those things get him going, and that's the thing about Charmin. Whatever gets it going, whatever made the thing stand up, I saw it go. Whatever made the thing stand up, whatever floats the boat. That's how it works. Norma, what you say, Norma? Shayla warned her best friend that she confided in, knowing that her husband went with her. That's correct. Give me y'all's thing with Paula thing right now. Paula is asking a question. Amber is asking questions to be included in her own marriage. This situation is a part of her husband, and she wants to know. She wants to know to feel a part of him. Okay. Okay. So y'all are saying no, she's not really plotting on him at all. That's what you're saying right now. She's not really plotting. So when I say no, nothing she plot on him. Anthony wants Shady when he wants her. And he's willing to keep her if she would agree to it. That's what me saying, Miss V. This is what me say as well. To me believe that he would keep Shayla if Shayla wanted to be around. If Shayla was going to be quiet, he would have wanted her to be around. But you guys forget when Shayla used to do the same thing, asking questions about Amber. That is true. That is true. No, listen, Angela Atkins, her reactions are natural. I wouldn't say they're unnatural. Because any woman who has taken back a man who has committed adultery like this is going to ask questions. I think people just say, they're just talking and they're just saying, hey, it's best for her to forget about Shayla right now. But I understand what you're saying because it is true. She is going to think about that other woman and think the next woman, somewhere, somehow going to get in. It's not unnatural for her to think that. So I understand what you're saying. Amber is up to something for sure. Tricia said Amber is up to something. So in other words, you don't believe Amber up to something. Is Amber up to something? Come on, guys. What would... Okay. Why is Amber asking so many questions? All right, I'm going to get to the take from this. Maybe O'Neill not so sure. I want to go out on a limb tonight. O'Neill, I don't see nothing wrong with her asking. Nothing wrong with that. You don't see nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that. Don't worry, Yolanda. Have a wonderful night. No, Amber isn't plotting. She wants to know the truth so she can know how to protect herself. These questions, however, are an afterthought. Okay? No problem. No problem. Give me some take. She needs to know for her own peace of mind. Makes sense. All right, let's get some things with you guys. Mommy, I agree with you. Paula says, Amber have a way of getting certain answers out of Anthony when she be in denial in the truth. I see. That's why Paula asked the question. You see, there's so much to these stories why people is saying what they're saying. And I can't blame people now because they've seen so much weird things happen with the Amber character. Amber knows deep down Anthony still have feelings for Shayla. And that's why people ask the question what them ask. That's why I say them no, you guys are not wrong. Insecurity, it's natural. May I ask question? That's why I'm saying y'all not wrong with what y'all saying. Remember when Anthony was asking questions about Amber and Wayne, she was mad. She doing it back to him. There you go. There you go. So may I read y'all's comments. Let me get in the thing. Amber is asking the questions she should know. That makes sense, mommy. That does make sense. Amber asking, but I don't think she want the answer. Makes sense. She's asking so much questions because she wants to know if he's going to be honest with her. Something he hasn't done before. So in other words, I said she's testing him with the questions. So the question is she needs to be asking more questions. Iris said she needs to ask more questions. No, I don't believe she's up to anything. So we are reading y'all's comments right now. That's what I thought about too. Shayla would always want Amber's life, especially the karma she's in for. All right, makes sense. It's natural for Amber to ask questions about Shayla. She wants to know how her husband is feeling. Makes sense. Makes sense. She's asking questions because she's a part of the duo now. Her husband, her business. Makes sense. It makes sense. Can't disagree. Can't disagree with what y'all guys are saying. Amber is just being watchful and taking notes in case she needs to use her information later. So, okay. So then the question is this. Is she asking questions to protect herself? Because if this is the case, then she right. 1 for yes and 2 for no. 1 for yes and 2 for no. Once a man has cheated, once a man cheats once, a woman will always have doubts about his fidelity. It makes sense. What you guys are saying makes sense. Not no one say me can't disagree with. Nadira, Amber keeping a close eye on him, which makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Rico DIY, I'm reading a comment here, so. What if Amber and Wayne are working together? I don't know. I don't think they might work together none at all. I don't know. Could be. Well, you know what? You never know. You never know. You never know what they might give us. Stephanie, will you tell me, Stephanie? Come talk to me, Stephanie. A long time I don't see a question for you. I don't see a comment. It's about Amber can ask questions without Anthony blowing his top. Okay. 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 So she wants to see him calm down on the questions. I'm that I say. She'll keep an eye on him. These questions should have been asked before she decided to go back with Anthony. She wanted the cobwebs dusted off, and that clouded her judgment. Makes sense. Makes sense. I think Amber kind of knows when Anthony is lying and seeing if he's going to tell her the truth. She's using her discernment now. So, in other words, believes that Amber is using a lot of discernment. What I think. I don't think Anthony misses Shayla. He's a narcissist. He wants everything his way. He wants to control everyone around him. Same thing with P. Okay. 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 Two Amber's asking the questions to taunt him. Amber has already her mind. Okay, so yeah, so David believe Amber has made up her mind. So hold on. Has Amber already made up her mind? David said Amber already make up her mind. David said Amber already make up her mind. 1 for yes and 2 for no. I haven't been watching the skits as yet. I was sleeping. So she's just asking some questions here. If you're coming in, I think we are seeing a different Amber. She's very measured. Angela Atkins, very very measured. The Amber character has changed fully, fully. I think she changed from the naive, you know what I mean, hard to watch Amber because she used to be hard to watch. God God, I couldn't watch it because it was just pathetic, you know. But no, she has changed from that. She really has changed. Anthony has to prove himself to her until she feels confident to trust him around Shayla. And it makes sense. You can't blame her. If you were involved in something with her, you can't blame her. Amber isn't leaving Anthony. So she not leave. Cassie says she not going away. Oh boy, God. All right. I'm going to ask a question. Will Amber ever leave Anthony? Will she leave him? Want to believe? 1 for yes and 2 for no. I have a take on this, Cassie. I'm going to believe that. I think that they did not want us to guess the story. So I think what them do is put Amber and Amber and Anthony back together. And something tells me that somewhere, somehow, them are gonna make Amber leave him. It just feel like that's the natural course of action. It's almost like when Anthony gets very comfortable, that's when she gonna leave him. It feel to me, Cassim, like she'll get him. When a woman try to get you very comfortable. And then she just switch and you say, wait, how she just switch? Yes. Yes. And you have to remember that she's very right to test this man. She wanna know where is his head really at. And she can tell if he's lying or not. Something tells me that. I don't know why I feel like this. I don't think Angela Cassie is saying only I don't think she's leaving him. So you and Cassie up on the same side. I don't know what about this feel to me like it feel like a Trojan horse. It feels like what Amber is putting off right here. So is what them call a Trojan horse. You know what I mean? Like it feel like she's doing some things where she's trying to get him comfortable. What I don't know why I feel like she plan to get her. I don't know. Maybe me wrong for take that way. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Let me ask you a question. Am I wrong to think that Amber is pretending with Anthony to leave him high and dry? Am I wrong for thinking that? One for yes, and two for no. You me know, ladies. You me know about woman now. Women have a thing where ladies don't get upset when you think them going to get upset. This is my history with women. I may be wrong, ladies. Tell me if O'Neill wrong. Ladies have a way where they don't get upset when you think them going to get upset. When you think them going to do something, them don't do it. But when you least believe, say, them are going to flip out, that's when them flip out. But maybe O'Neill has been with some trifling women. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe O'Neill has been dating too many strumpets. Maybe O'Neill has O'Neill been with too many 304s. You know what? Maybe O'Neill has been with too many 304s. Mommy, thank you for the super chat. Mommy says if Anthony continues his bad behavior, Amber will leave. Let me put up Mommy's super chat. Mommy says if Anthony continues his bad behavior, Amber will leave. Maybe O'Neill has been with too many 304s. Maybe O'Neill has dealt with too many strumpets. Has O'Neill, thank you for the super chat, mommy. Has O'Neill been with too many strumpets? Lady of the night, harlot. Has O'Neill been with too many of these women? And so because O'Neill has been with too many of these women, that's why O'Neill not so sure. O'Neill have a certain level of thing where sometimes him just understands that the woman them unpredictable. O'Neill realize that the woman them unpredictable. Is O'Neill wrong for thinking this, ladies? Ladies, don't laugh, mommy, don't laugh. Mommy, don't laugh. Mommy, don't laugh. There was a time when O'Neill was running the streets wild. Maybe this is what has affected O'Neill. Is O'Neill facing trauma? Is O'Neill having a traumatic experience? Yes, O'Neill, leave the trumpets alone. Because them did, you know? Yeah, me have to, what you mean? Me have to get it in. Men were short. Men were short at the time. And so because men were short, and so that's why. Men were too short. So because men were short, me have to offer my services them to other women. So that's what's going on. I had to offer my services to other women because men were short. Men were short. There was a man shortage. Just like when you have a shortage of precious metals right now. My stock was going up. My stock was going up, and the ladies them say, O'Neill, have the pipe. Me have enough pipe. Don't worry yourself. And don't ask me, Angela, I can say if I was using the pump, I was not using the pump. But since you want to know, my stock was going up. You understand? There was a shortage. There was a shortage, just like you have right now. Gold and silver is up. That is how the price of the thing was rising. Literally and figuratively, the price of the thing was rising. You understand? And men were short. And because men were short, I had to be used. I had to be used to do what I needed to do. Good man is short. What you mean? So me have to get in on the thing. So there was a O'Neill stock was trading up. You ask David and ask Kasim. There have been times when their stocks have risen drastically. Where lots of women them want the thing. And you can't provide the thing. We say that's why them treat me the way them treat me David, Lord gosh. You see them calamity here, you see all them things here? Look what David put on the screen now. Can you imagine? David, me have to get in on the things and me I wonder cause the girl him. This is what David has posted. This is the foolishness of David. You see me I tell you every single time I come on the channel, every single time I come on the channel, you come up with them foolishness here. The woman them want stuff and you have to provide it for them. What is wrong if, why may I tell you? Ninja man have 23 baby mother, elephant man have 38. Me alone, listen to me. It no matter what we do, you know. It's, me not drink nothing. Stephanie, stop the foolishness. I only is not drinking anything in his cup. I just Coca-Cola may I drink. A Coca-Cola alone may I drink. There was a man shortage, man. Me no know. Me not trust the woman them always, the woman them have a way you know where them say, them I say, you know, just when you, just when I believe, so them settle down and them say, you know, what happened to Trina? I say, Trina is no longer around. And them say, what do you mean? That's what happened. Then them say, only me, you, whatever it is. It's not me. It's not me saying these things. But anyways, back to the storyline. It's not about me. It's not rum and coke. It's Kasim. It's just Coca-Cola. That's all. That's all in the can. It is not rum and coke. It's we can't tell my audience, you know. Why don't I always believe O'Neill do something out of the pocket? Nothing me not drink. You see how Angela Atkins come up again with her foolishness? Angela Atkins say, O'Neill need to get a DDL. Me not, me not make it about O'Neill. Rico DIY, I was just answering the call to the ladies that were in need at the time. No, men can get away with certain things. It is a double standard. I will accept this that it's a double standard. Aye, sir. Aye, sir. Me need a DDL. So think there's a me need DDL now. O'Neill need DDL. You see me I try to show and all them face tennis here now. All them something you know. Angela Atkinson I say O'Neill need a DDL. Now worry yourself, Angela Atkinson. Wait, no worry yourself. Me go make sure say me do what me need to do. Big dumpling. 1-800 1-800 DDL. Me say me can't believe them a pressure O'Neill in the night, yeah. No, don't Rico DIY don't laugh. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable from Angela Atkinson. This is the second time she has attacked O'Neill tonight. It's, this is the second time I've been. Why may I tell you? Because why me can't? Me no know. Me no know why it's like happen. Me no know why it's like happen. Me no know what. Me need DDL now. O'Neill need DDL. So them say O'Neill put spinners in the soup. All of a sudden now, O'Neill rock spinners. Why I mean, you know what? Rico DIY, all of a sudden, me in the Shayla soup. I mean, me go in the soup. All me I say is that I was just making references. I mean, I say, what if this is what Amber is doing? I know Angela Phillip, boy, I mean, I tell you, you know what? My gone. Because you see, it's Angela Atkins will not stop. This is what Angela Atkins do all the time. She attacks my credibility. It's, me have to go call some witnesses for come testify for me now. Does O'Neill need witnesses to testify? Does O'Neill need witnesses to testify? Does O'Neill need witnesses to testify? One for yes, and two for no. So all of a sudden now, me have to go get girls out of the woodwork now for come testify. Why may I tell you? You know what, folks? Good night. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk to you soon. Angela Phillips, boy, may I tell you, I don't know. It's all right, Angela, I'm going to buy the pump. Buy the pump on it. Buy the pump.